Good morning and welcome back to Russell Does Stuff. My name is Russell. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It is about 6:10, 6:15 in the morning. We just experienced the time change last week, which makes it lighter in the morning and darker in the evening. I have frustrations with it being darker in the evening because when you work till 5:30 or 6 o'clock, you get home and you eat dinner and you just go to bed. So there's no daylight to do anything. Well, one of the solutions I had for the darkness was every Christmas I would wait for the Christmas tree lights to go on sale. And then I would buy a bunch, and then I would string them all over my yard, and I could light up my backyard. So I could go outside and see what I'm doing and have a fire and, hang out with the dogs and stuff. This video this morning is about employees. Now, I've done a video in the past about the employees that I had work for me. And I had about 80 of them. And I was supposed to have somebody show up this morning and ride along with me. They told me they would be somewhere, and you always take them at their word for it. And 9 out of 10 times, the same thing happens. They're running late. Something happens. They can't show up. This situation's a little different, though. This is a good kid who just put his 2 weeks notice in at his job where he's working, and he's looking to experiment, try something new. He wanted to go to work with somebody who had this business that I have, and it fell through. Something happened, and he didn't get a chance to experience the wonderful world of hard labor. So I offered him an opportunity to experience that today or tomorrow. And I got a phone or a text. Kids don't make phone calls these days. They like to text. And told me that he had some obligations that came up and he was unable to get with me this morning and do the ride along and learn a little bit about what Russell does for money. The behind the curtains with that is this, and that it's the same with all the employees that I've had. The bus was in front of me and I couldn't get there. The guy that stole my lawnmower, Brandon, when he worked for me, he had all sorts of creative excuses why he was late. One morning he called and said his air conditioner was broke. So that made him 2 hours late. And I decided, after waiting around for a considerable amount of time, to leave and go to work. He ended up making some decisions on his own about what he should do to make up for his broken air conditioner late excuse. And he went to another account that I had that wasn't on that day. It was scheduled on another day. And he started doing maintenance on an account he had no business being at. So that was pretty frustrating. I had to explain to him that, he has to stop exactly what he's doing. And I didn't want to work with him that day because I was irritated with all the shenanigans, and told him to go home and stick a fork in the day. So he argued his case. I argued my case, and I think I won that. So I've had, like I said, 80 people work for me or more, and they don't know. Back to my thought, they don't know what I have to do to get ready for employees. I have to plan something for them to do. I have to be more responsible than them. So when I have somebody that's going to come work for me, I will sleep with my phone. And if I wake up, I look at my phone to make sure my brain knows what time it is. So like last night, I got up, I looked at my phone, it was 2 o'clock. I said, all right, I've got 3.5 hours left until I need to get up so I can get the truck ready, cleaned out, equipment ready to go for 2 people. I was going to do some training and some talking and explaining today. And so I was preparing to do that. So 5 o'clock, I wake up, look at the phone, because I don't want to be late and I don't want to be irresponsible. That's not how I roll. That's not how I was taught. One of my mentors explained to me, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, you're left. So when 5 o'clock comes, I know that I'm going to get up in 30 minutes. So I don't fall back to sleep and start dreaming about things. I lay there and I mentally go through my checklist, because when you have somebody ride with you that you're not used to riding with, your thoughts are on them. Like Mama Bear packs me a cooler full of water and Gatorades, and she'll make me a breakfast sandwich and stuff, and that'll help me survive during these Florida days. And hopefully the hydration will get me home alive. And she has consideration for the person that is coming for the ride along or the employee. So we'll pack something for them. She wanted to make them a sandwich. I told her not to, because I had a feeling, even though commitments were made, that no one was going to be around to eat that sandwich. So instead I threw in that person's favorite thing on the whole planet was apples. So I threw some apples in my cooler just in case he did show up. So I've got some apples to eat today. So you get a little discombobulated a little bit. Sometimes I hide the key to my mower somewhere. Sometimes I have things chained up and stuff. So I have to make sure, I don't leave the key somewhere and forget the key. And like this morning, the truck needed fuel. There's a lot of things that the employee or the ride-along person doesn't understand that has to go on behind the scenes. This is my barn. So I have to open up my barn for business, and I got to make sure, like in air conditioning, do I have capacitors? Do I have contactors? Do I have PVC? Do I have everything I need to get me through the day? The tools were taken out of this truck and put in the other truck, so I had to go grab those tools. Do I have a jump box? So I have a whole list of things I've got to do before I even start this truck. The aluminum business I had, that was a pretty big business, and I had to make sure those trucks were stocked with everything those crews needed to get their day done. So when the employee shows up, he has no idea, as a business owner, what you've done before they've gotten there or arrived to work, to the location. Some of the employees will show up at a job site. They have no idea what's going on behind the scenes and the preparation and stuff, So as I've gotten older, I don't get as irritated anymore. Now, if this had been a big job that I have planned, and they didn't show up, I would be a little irritated and would fire them, or I've never suspended anybody before, but I've told them to just go home, and I'll keep their money. I've done that. You got guys holding up, big planned jobs where your customers are expecting to see 3 or 4 guys on the job. it sucks when you get there and the employees like, or the customers like, where's your guys at? Oh, well, Bert's having triplets this morning and he couldn't make it, And the other guy, he stopped for coffee and the convenience store was so packed full of people. That's the reason why he was late. I've heard every excuse on the planet why one of my employees was late or didn't show up. So back to my attitude. Employees can't hurt me anymore. That's why I choose not to have any. They're not going to affect my income anymore. So I don't have anybody riding with me today. And my attitude is about 99.9% okay with that. I got the truck ready this morning. I went through my checklist, went through my day in my mind, changed gears, and I shall have a positive mental attitude, and there's always tomorrow. In this business, there's that word, tomorrow. Well, I hope this video helps out somebody. I have a lot of people that own businesses that watch this, and I hope my buddy in the plumbing business, I haven't heard from him in the comments in a while. I hope he's doing all right. And this is Russell with Russell Does Stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one.